What's up, VC? I'm Brian, Shamrock'n Records, and before we start anything, have a little Harpoon Irish Red IPA today. I'm gonna pour myself a glass. It's a little early for this. It is the middle of the afternoon, but this is for David Newton's Erin Go Bragh contest, which, David, that's a little naughty. Now, have a little respect for your wife and my sister. My sister's name is Erin. So let's keep the bras on, ladies. At least for, the Erins. At least the Erins should keep their bras on. It's delicious. Anyway, happy St. Paddy's. Happy March. I just had my birthday. My birthday was March 1st, so I am a March birthday. Also, I just saw the Happy Hippie, and he said his birthday was in March. So, cheers to another Pisces. But this is for David Newton's Erin Go Bragh contest, and basically, David just wanted us to show something Irish. Let's promote Ireland in the BC, and I'm Shamrock'n Records, so my name should be enough for you, David, but I figured I'd show a little bit of stuff. I know you said kind of like show like one thing that was Irish or whatnot, but I'm not going to follow those rules. I'm going to drink some Irish beer. I'm going to wear some Irish clothes. I'm going to have Irish stuff behind me. We got Planksty with Christy Moore. We got the Chieftains. The Ballad of the Irish Horse, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm a horse lover. Other than just being a record and music enthusiast, I love horse racing. I grew up in Troy, New York, which is outside of Saratoga. So there is one of the greatest horse tracks in the country in Saratoga, New York, and horse racing's in my blood. Right beyond this turntable here, on the other side of that window, is actually a horse farm. So I live in a farmhouse in Maine, and across the street I have horses running around. So I'm a big horse lover. So anyway, mentioning Saratoga, this band Hair of the Dog, which is from Albany, based out of Albany and Troy, New York, plays in Saratoga quite a bit. And we have this here, which is a live CD from the Parting Glass in Saratoga. Here's a picture of the band. See this gentleman right here on the fiddle? That's Larry Packer. Larry Packer obviously plays fiddle for Hair of the Dog right now. But if you didn't know, Larry Packer was in a famous record and concert, The Last Waltz. Yes. Larry Packer, if you look here, played the electric violin. So if you go through the horn section, he's listed under the horn section on here, on The Last Waltz. My copy of the Last Waltz. Larry Packer was a part of that, and now he's playing Irish music in New York. And when he was in Saratoga, staying in Saratoga, he used to date Rachel Ray, believe it or not. Yes, Rachel Ray, the singer, the chef, not the singer. This is already getting to my head. Rachel Ray, who has her TV show and cooking channel and all that used to hang out at this bar in Saratoga, the Parting Glass. So if you're ever in Saratoga, check out the Parting Glass. They have incredible sweet potato fries, incredible beer. They have a dart room out back, tons of darts, and they always have great music. So but that's Hair of the Dog. That's Saratoga. That is, I don't know, where I grew up. But I want to touch base a little more. This is going to be a long contest entry, David. I'm sorry. But the other contest entries I've seen they've been few and far between, but they've been good. They've been showing some great stuff. But I want to kind of give a little more just because this is going to just turn into my St. Paddy's video. So I wanted to just kind of show some of the things in my collection, talk a little bit about some of the bands, and if you see right here is Flogging Molly. It's one of my favorite Irish punk bands. The lead singer came over from Ireland, moved to California, met up with these guys in California and started Flogging Molly. I have a pretty cool signed copy of their record Float, which is framed because I usually keep it up on my wall over here. But this is a very cool band. They always kind of get lumped in with like the Dropkick Murphys of the world, and you know, the Tossers. I think that they're probably the closest thing to the Pogues going. Great songwriting. But really cool guys. They did an in-store when I was working for Bull Moose. And this guy here, Nathan, the bass player, was kind of drunk and kind of hitting on my boss. But very cool guys. We put a case or two of Guinness on their tour bus for them, so they were happy. And but they're just really cool guys and great Irish punk. If you like the Pogues, if you like Dropkick Murphys, check them out. If you're not familiar, Dropkick Murphys also, you know, I used to live in Boston. This is signed by the Dropkicks. Dropkicks played all the time. You can see Al, the singer, signed that there. I've actually met Al a handful of times. He used to shop in my store. Really nice guy. So cheers to the Dropkicks. Let's see here. I mean, this is my favorite kind of music. I love Irish rock. I love Irish traditional music. I love Irish punk. I mean, I named my channel 3 years ago Shamrock'n Records, thinking that this was going to be a predominantly Irish channel. It didn't really happen like that because a lot of the stuff that I own is on CD, and it was the vinyl community. So a lot of stuff isn't really pressed on vinyl, and I don't want to just show a ton of CDs and whatnot. And I am a big music lover, and I have a wide variety of music, but Celtic rock, Celtic punk, traditional Irish stuff is some of my favorite music. So that's why I was Shamrock'n Records. I was, you know, my mom is Irish. She was raised by her grandfather, who came over here from Cork, County Cork in Ireland, and he moved to New York and was a tugboat captain on the Hudson River. And my mom's mom passed away when she was a baby, so I never met her. And you know, she was raised by her grandparents. And so he, you know, would come home from work and he'd be in the kitchen and cooking and doing dishes, and he'd be singing like traditional Irish songs, Danny Boy, things like that. And I've never heard it. I was a baby when he passed away. my mom would tell me about that. So, kind of wanted to just include, my roots. So anyway, let's show some more music. This is one of my favorite Irish records. This is Van Morrison with the Chieftains. If you don't have this, this is essential. Absolutely gorgeous. Some other things that you may want to check out. This is a band called the Waterboys, which most people know this. It's not strictly Irish. There's people from England, Ireland, and Scotland on this record. But it does have a nice Celtic folk rock vibe. It is one of my favorite records. They do a fantastic cover of Van Morrison's Sweet Thing, which was on Astral Weeks. We got the Pogues. I can just rip through a bunch of records here. This is quite possibly my favorite Pogues record, the Rum Sodomy and the Lash. This is a good starting point for any Pogues fan, or probably even a better starting point would be If I Should Fall from Gates of God, just because a lot of people are familiar with the song Fairy Tale of New York, which gets a lot of play. Shane MacGowan, one of my favorite songwriters. I put him right up there with, Van Morrison and Tom Waits and Bob Dylan. Just one of the best songwriters, in my opinion. One of my favorite bands is called the Saw Doctors. They're a band from Tuam, from County Galway. And they're a rock band, but they also kind of incorporate some traditional sounds. This is quite possibly my favorite record by them. This is called Same Old Town. And Same Old Town includes a song called Share the Darkness. Share the Darkness was a song that I used to play all the time on my guitar at the end of a party. When I was in college, we had parties in my house all the time. I lived in the lacrosse house in college, and everybody came to my house and partied weekly. Every Thursday night, party my house. There'd be more parties, but every Thursday was like our night, where the whole school came to our house. And it was pretty insane. But at the end of the night, as it kind of wind down, I would always grab my guitar and we'd have sing-alongs. And the last song that we would always sing every single night was Share the Darkness. So that song means a lot to me. Means a lot to all of my friends, and it's still something I listen to all the time. Just one of the best songs. Here's another Saw Doctors, songs from Sun Street. Really upbeat, catchy. The songs from Sun Street, I think, is really like kind of summery. It gets that really fun vibe. Check some of the stuff out online. The Joyce Country Cayley Band is a ripper. Tommy Kay, Sugartown, Galway, and Mayo. Just great stuff. Straight up rock. It's not too heavy. It's more of like some of their stuff kind of reminds me of REM. A little bit. Some of it has kind of like a 60s rock to it. Just a phenomenal band. Back to the Waterboys. Room to Roam. Whoa, Room to Roam may actually be my favorite Waterboys. I know everybody likes Fisherman's Blues, but Room to Roam is more traditional sounding, a lot more traditional. They have things like the Raggle Taggle Gypsy on this record, In Search of a Rose, A Man Is in Love, which I meant to play on my Sad Bastard video. I'm sorry for that Sad Bastard video. Oh my god, what the hell was I thinking? I almost deleted it. I posted that video, and then within minutes, I was regretting that video. I was like, what the hell was I even thinking posting that stupid thing? And I talked to a couple friends, and they're like, just leave it up. It's not bad. Anyway, I like the Sad Bastard music. I may actually start making just Sad Bastard videos. Not really sad videos about me being sad, but that kind of music. It might be something that I just start doing, because that's really my favorite. Just like love ballads, and it probably goes back to all this Irish stuff. You know, there's just so many great Irish ballads. Now here's one. If you guys don't have a big Irish collection, and you're like, oh man, I don't have anything Irish, you may have this. And this Johnny Cash record, which is just phenomenal. It's one of the American recordings. I think this is number 4, right? Yeah, number 4. This is the one that had Hurt, the 9 Inch Nails cover. But holy crap, he does a phenomenal cover, of Danny Boy on this. So, if you don't have any Irish stuff, see if you have this Johnny Cash in your collection, because he does Danny Boy. And if you don't have that, this Willie Nelson and Leon Russell record, they do a great cover of Danny Boy. Wow. And then this isn't Irish at all either, but this Ballers record by Tom Waits, man, for not being an Irish musician, this is like a big Irish ballad, and this is Ballers because it makes you bawl. But I just wanted to show this also because he does a cover of Goodnight Irene on here, and Irene was my grandmother, my mom's mom, who passed away from leukemia, and that's why she was raised by her Irish grandmother, or Irish grandfather, and her grandmother. But the song Goodnight Irene was played a lot in my mom and dad's house. I still like to play that song myself. Man, I have so much to show, but I don't want this to go too long. I know David really just wanted like one thing. We got, Sinead O'Connor just chilling over here. Moving Hearts. If you want some really good traditional Irish, look for this. This is Christy Moore from Planksty. Dave Spillane, Donald Lunny. So this is a phenomenal record. More Sinead. I mean, the Cranberries. More Cranberries. I got Thin Lizzy up there, and we got Damien Rice, and more Damien Rice, and more Damien Rice, and more Pogues, and I'll stop. But thank you for hosting this contest, David. I loved it. Phenomenal. I wish I could do like an hour-long Irish, Hot House Flowers. Some bands that just don't ever get shown. We got the Young Dubliners. There's some more Young Dubs. We got the Tossers from Chicago. Enter the Haggis from Canada. Black 47 from New York. My ex-wife used to go see these guys all the time when she lived in New York City over at Paddy O'Reilly's. So, anyway, cheers, and good luck, David. Great contest. I loved it. Hope to see some more entries. I saw like 3 or 4 entries this morning, and I'm going to keep my eyes peeled because maybe you guys can teach me some cool Irish stuff, all right? Cheers. One more thing, VC. To end this video, I wanted to leave you with the song that my mom used to sing to me as a child when I was a baby, and the song that I sang to Madison when she was a baby, and that's Tura Lura Lura. And this is off of the band's Last Waltz with Van Morrison. So, cheers.